All right, guys. So our penultimate topic here is going to be our first journey out of the DC connected universe in some capacity, because we talked Snyder Cut, we talked Batfleck, we talked The Batman, then we talked Christopher Nolan's Tenet, who directed Batman in some capacity. So this one is a step out of that into the world of the Spider-Verse. We have some breaking news to some degree. Not really breaking news. It was from yesterday, but it is what it is. It was breaking news to me when I saw it, and now I get a chance to talk about it. Breaking news for the show. So it's not really breaking news. It's just news. We have got some news involving the Kraven the Hunter movie, Rick. And there have been some talks a while back that the Sony was developing a solo Kraven the Hunter movie. No one really attached to it. They had someone come in. I forget who it was, but they had someone coming in to pen a script for it, and it's kind of all the information we had. That is like, well, someone was writing a treatment for a Kraven movie, and that was kind of all we had. And now it looks like Sony is eyeing the director of Triple Frontier, which ironically was a Netflix movie that starred Ben Affleck. It had Oscar Isaac. It had, God, I forget who else was in it, but it was a pretty star-studded cast. I think who was in there? Was Casey Affleck in that movie too? I can't remember. There was a lot of people in that movie. It was a pretty decent movie. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Like I enjoyed it enough. It was fine. But I thought the directing job was fine, and I could see how the way that movie was filmed, as far as direction goes, I could see him directing a Kraven movie would be a pretty good fit. But the question is too, well, not really a question. Before I throw it to you, because I was going to just kind of get your thoughts on just a Kraven movie in general, because we haven't really talked too much about that in the past. So obviously, Sony has been working on the Venom sequel with Carnage, which they're saying is called Venom. Let there be carnage, and then Morbius, which actually looked a lot better, just judging by the trailers. You saw the Morbius trailers, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a chance to talk about that? I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That looked really good, surprisingly good, like better than I would have thought it would be. And then they're kind of, it seems like they're kind of connecting the MCU in with it in some way.
I don't really care for Jared Leto. I'm just going to throw it out there, but
I like Jared Leto though. He's fine. Why don't you like Jared Leto? You don't like Oscar winners? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Just an
opinion. It's the wrong opinion, Rick.
I got some words on the Kraven stuff.
Are you just gonna say you don't like his Joker and that's why you don't like him? Is that really what it is?
No, I could care less about his
You don't
Joker.
like 30 Seconds to Mars?
He's just a weirdo.
You don't like American Psycho?
American Psycho was good, but he died in that movie.
Or did he? Or did he?
Yeah, that's a good question. You got hacked to pieces, or did he?
Or did he?
My question for you, let me just throw it out there.
Okay.
Who do you think would be a good Kraven? I've already got one person in my mind who I think would be a good one, but who would you say? Like if you were the director choosing cast members, like who would you?
I don't know. Give me a second. I can try to think.
Do you want me to give you mine?
Give me yours.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He looks like him. He sounds like him. I think he'd be great.
He actually could pull that off.
I think he'd be perfect.
I think
if he got really jacked.
Pull that off. The problem is though, he's not jacked right now.
No.
He is actually incredibly skinny right now.
You know what'd be good too if he got jacked again was Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler just has this whole kind of persona around him. He's doing all these B movies.
Yeah. Outside of like 300, he's not great.
Yeah, like every movie he's been in since 300. Like, I mean, he did like Geostorm. Like, I mean,
what? That's like, I don't even know what that is.
Those angel movies, like, London Has Fallen and whatever. Like, he did those, like this B movie stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not good movies.
He's been in, or kind of, they've been like these, like, almost throwback 80s, 90s action movies.
You know what would have been great in his Gladiator days is Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah, Russell Crowe looks like Santa Claus right now.
I was gonna say right now.
Russell Crowe would be great. He's
if it was like the Gladiator days.
He's an amazing actor. So yeah, he could do anything.
He was in good shape then. He looks like him with the mustache and facial hair.
If Jeffrey Dean Morgan could get even as close to as big as he was as the comedian, and even he was
pretty big in that role.
Well, no, I don't know if you know this, but they had to put a muscle suit on him in that movie. Like that wasn't really him. He literally wore a fake muscle suit.
I was gonna say he looked pretty jacked.
Yeah,
in
he
that
was
movie.
pretty fucking jacked in that movie, and it was because it was all fake.
I think of that
Like,
scene where
he
he's like
couldn't get
lighting
big.
the cigar with the flamethrower, and
Yeah.
it's just like, dude's yoked. But
Yeah, like, it was all a fake rubber muscle suit.
Never
It
mind.
looked really good.
well, if he could
Like-
get big, which it's not that difficult, especially if you're an A-list Hollywood actor.
But it's more of an age thing at this point. Like, and dude, I literally just watched him in a movie he did recently. He is like almost.
J.K. Simmons.
He is incredibly skinny. I'm just
Yes.
telling you. I don't think Jeffrey Dean Morgan wants to get big. I don't think he wants to get yoked. But you never know.
Sucks for him.
I think it's true. You should want to get yoked.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Sorry.
Bicep check. That's our pre-show. Every time before the camera rolls, we do bicep checks.
You'll see it one day
Yeah, one day. Fitness Fridays.
coming up.
Yeah. I don't know though, dude. In all honesty, like,
Yeah,
it's
it could be
hard to
anybody.
say who, because it's like as long as it's a good actor, I don't care. Because everybody you just mentioned is a good actor.
He's got to be big though. Like Craven's a buff ass.
That's
dude.
the caveat with it, is like that role does kind of come with like some sort of physical aspect to it.
Any superhero role, really, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean most of them. For
Most
sure.
of 'em, yeah.
Like, but like, yeah, Kraven he's naturally a big hunter dude.
I think of when I think of Craven, I think of like the old Spider-Man cartoon and where he wore that like furry vest with like the eyes on it or whatever it was.
Yeah, because I mean, hold on, let me try to pull up a good picture of Kraven. Well, like,
To like
because
show.
here's the thing too. Because what do you think? Because they were initially going to do like this solo movie, right? And like, but a lot of people thought, and like, this is what I initially thought, and then a lot of other people thought too would be cool. I wasn't the only one in the boat here. I may have been the first penguin in the water. I'm not sure.
It's the first time.
But like this dude, I thought it'd be really cool if instead of like to introduce Kraven, since this was before Morbius and we saw the connection between like them throwing Spider-Man into Morbius with like the mural on the wall, and then Michael Keaton's Vulture was in the trailer for Morbius, and this was all before we knew anything about like.
Is that Michael Keaton's Vulture?
Yeah, he's wearing the same costume he wore at the end of Homecoming in prison. So like that's literally like they are tying in the MCU with that Morbius movie in some capacity, which means they're tying in like the Venom Sony verse in the MCU in some capacity. It may be limited to Spider-Man related characters, which I think would make the most sense. So that would obviously mean Vulture. Sony can do it, which I think is probably why Sony and Disney could not come to a deal. And like I said, like Disney would not sign with Sony. Like they broke the deal between them. So like briefly for a month, Spider-Man was out of the MCU because Disney and Sony couldn't come to an agreement to renew their contract.
So stupid.
Everybody wanted to blame Sony, but it wasn't Sony's fault. Disney backed out. They didn't want to do it.
That's just a big.
But I can guarantee you the reason. I bet one of the big things Sony wanted was to be able to use the characters that they're using in those movies.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it's not Spider-Man himself, maybe they want to do Sinister Six at some point, and they want to be able to use Vulture. Like if they're going to do another, because their plans were to do another MCU Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homesick is I would think what they're thinking the title is going to be for the third one, which is fucking dumb in all honesty. But
I thought Homecoming was dumb.
Homecoming was a dumb title. Far From Home was a dumb fucking title.
Home.
So we get it, dude. Spider-Man's home. Like it was.
Yeah.
Homecoming was. End it with that one. It would have been fine.
The movie's good, but yeah.
No, the movie's great. I just saw it. It was on when we were at Lake Hope a little bit ago. It was like we had like 3 channels there on the TV, and it was on at night. So then like they played Amazing Spider-Man 2 into Spider-Man Homecoming. Weird double feature because it's like so different.
Andrew Garfield
but you know what I will say? Andrew Garfield didn't have a CGI suit.
Andrew Garfield I thought he was great.
That Spider-Man 2 costume I told you before, minus them not having the fucking badass animated eyes, that's Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit was our first comic book accurate Spider-Man suit that we had, because it was the first one where he had the big eye.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Like he had the big old eyes, which is the most, because like fucking Tobey Maguire's were like little sunglasses, and then Andrew Garfield's in the first movie.
He had like little orange lenses.
Yeah, and they wore sunglasses. They showed him make the suit, and they were just sunglasses. Like It looked fine, and since he made it himself, it was fine. But that suit from Amazing Spider-Man,
He's crafty,
dude,
Peter Parker.
it was good. But anyway, my question to you is because what I initially thought would have been a cool idea, like I said, this was prior to any involvement of Spider-Man being in this like connected to Venom or Morbius or anything like that. I thought it would have been cool for them to have Kraven, instead of hunting Spider-Man, he's hunting Venom.
That would make sense.
Because at the time when I thought about this, they didn't have, like, it was separated. Like, MCU had Spider-Man at the time, and all Sony had was Venom. And we knew they were making Morbius, but there was no footage or anything like that out at the time. And I thought, you know what? Because reports came out that someone was writing a Kraven script, and I was like, damn, dude, it'd be really cool if he decided to hunt Venom.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, Spider-Man's not there right now, but, like, use what you have, right? And
well,
that
would make sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. It really makes sense.
Venom's exotic, and
he's a big game hunter, essentially. You know what I mean? So, like, I thought, like, because Kraven's a big dude. This might be kind of cool too. Joel Kinnaman, he's a big dude. He would look good. He would look good as Kraven. I just don't know if they want to go like the actual like hold to the ethnicity. If they want to be more accurate with that, then obviously someone
what
like Joel
ethnicity is he?
I don't know.
I always thought of him as like an English guy. Click on that picture.
I am. Look,
there's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Did you see this picture or something?
Gerard? No. No. Honestly, though, the guy from Mad Men up top there, what's his name?
John Hamm.
Yeah, like he's too nice. The second guy down,
Luke Evans would be good.
Yeah,
Luke Evans would be real good. He's a fucking great actor.
Yeah,
he's yoked as fuck too. Dude, look at this.
Joe Hall, that would be great. Sorry.
I don't know if maybe I'm just biased because I want him to be Deathstroke.
He's jacked.
Like I want him. That's what I want.
That's sweet. Yeah.
That's what I want. So I mean, yeah, he could definitely pull Kraven off, and he would still have. I don't know what
Jeffrey Dean Morgan just looks like him in the face. Look at that other picture they got down there. They got like a fake, like I guess like a fan art Joe Main.
Yeah, look at that.
Dude's jacked.
He's big, dude, for sure. Here we go. Our boy can do it all. He can be in the MCU.
His belly button looks weird though.
He does. That's Photoshop as fuck. Obviously,
Yeah.
Like they tried to like move him. That looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, like I said, any good actor I'm down with, but like a lot of those people would be good that we just saw. I think Luke Evans would actually be super cool.
Look at that. Rumor suggests. Look what they got. They got Eric Killmonger.
This has got to be old.
Oh, he could be from Wakanda.
I remember reading that, saying that he could be from Wakanda or something. I remember seeing an article about that.
Okay. That's not... Yeah, I get that.
I don't buy that news, though. When was this from? Yeah, this was from 2019. That was from a while ago. So that's what I'm saying. They've been working on this Kraven idea thing. They've had it spitting around for a while. So, I mean, but look at this. This would be cool, dude. Like, I'd love to see Kraven hunting Tom Hardy's Venom.
I think Tom Hardy would kick his ass, but...
I don't want to... No, I'm just not going to look at your site. You do this, people. You do this. This is what happens. I don't go to your site.
Yeah, right.
That's what happens.
Everybody's got to.
You lose clicks, dude. You lose them. Find another way to do your ads. That's a terrible way to do your ads. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I am. Like,
right.
Sorry, I'm not looking at your website.
Yeah, like, I don't give a shit. I'll find it somewhere else. Not worry about it, dude. You lost a viewer.
A picture of him right there. You just had your mouse on.
Which one? This one.
Over to.
So yeah, I mean, like any good actor would be fine. But I honestly, like, I kind of was leaning more to, like I was saying, like I almost thought it would be cooler for him to actually hunt Venom.
Yeah, because Venom's like an exotic, like he's an alien.
He's exactly what, because just like Spider-Man, like he was unique, so Kraven wanted to go hunt. Like that was pretty much in a nutshell, that was the point. Like. Yeah. Spider-Man was showing that he was a good hunter, getting all the fucking villains and sending them away. So Kraven was like, I bet I could get him.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm better than him. I'll get him. I'll prove it by getting him. Like that's pretty much how it works.
You prove that.
Yeah. And like I could just totally see like Kraven seeing everything Venom's doing. And it's just like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like what is this thing?
Yeah, what is this thing? I'm gonna get him. Like, I think that would be cool. Almost like
I'm
I
excited
seriously think it'd be cool.
Carnage.
It would be carnage.
They're gonna be carnage.
I want to see some of that, dude. I mean, I'm surprised. Like, I feel like they shot a bunch of that movie already. I'm surprised they didn't do anything
Yeah,
for
there's like
Comic-Con.
pics of Woody Harrelson released.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do anything at Comic-Con.
He looks a little more normal than he did in Venom.
Yeah,
Like his hair looks like so crazy.
that's fine. I hope he doesn't do it too over the top because Woody
Cletus
Harrelson's a really
Cassidy.
good actor.
What's that?
I said I hope he doesn't play it like too over the top because Woody Harrelson's a really good actor.
I'm just excited to see like their interpretation of what they think he's gonna look like. I mean, it's gonna look like Venom, but he's gonna be red and black probably. But
I hope too. Like since they have a different director, like I inevitably liked how Venom looked.
I loved Venom.
I thought Venom was a great movie.
I thought it was great.
Like it had its problems, but like
It was a fun movie.
things being equal, it was fun.
It was fun and entertaining, and I enjoyed it. I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I liked the dynamic between Eddie and Venom, like how they were like,
Well, he's always been an anti-hero.
Well, I just liked their dynamic. Like I like it was funny. Like, you know what I mean?
They brought some laughs to
him dealing with Venom and like Venom's talking to him in his head and he's
Venom was even like
good.
He was like the weak symbiote.
Yeah. Like I like they did a lot of good things and like there was a lot. There was some like stuff that's just like meh. Like could have been better. One of the things too, like there was one thing I saw they had Todd McFarlane come on. I forget where it was, but he came on and like when the Venom trailer was out, came out, someone did an interview with him and they asked him about the Venom trailer because he if he didn't create Venom, he created at least the look of Venom where he is all hulking and big. And
he used to be a Spider-Man artist. Yeah,
the Venom that everybody knows and loves, which is like the big. Here, let me pull it up.
Like the giant monster Venom.
Yeah, that was Todd McFarlane.
I love Todd McFarlane.
So they asked him during this interview, like, what did you think of the trailer and everything? And he thought it looked good, and then like he was looking forward to seeing and everything. But they asked him like what he would do, like what he thought of the appearance of like Venom and everything. And the one thing that he said that he would change, it was like the eyes. They weren't like he had a better reasoning for it, but if you look at like his eyes right here, how they're like too squinty, and he has them coming up really big here, and then going out.
Well, that's like OG like comics Venom.
Yeah, well, that's Todd McFarlane Venom. Like that, he said, like that's like the one thing I would do because like he had a more actual like reasoning behind it as far as like the way the head is shaped and the way the eyes would be, and like the way like you're moving around, it creates a much like more visually appealing like dynamic for the character of Venom when you do it this way. It's like what he found in like his head, you know. And then another thing that he said was like there was something wrong with the teeth. Like they had like teeth that's kind of like coming out of everywhere, and like as opposed to like
see, that's more realistic though. I don't think Venom would have a perfect set of chompers. Like,
well, no, because like you're talking about the guy who fucking created Venom, dude. I think he's got a better idea. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, I think he knows what he's talking about.
Maybe.
I think. But like he was saying, like there's just some teeth in there that don't make any sense as to like the way that it was morphing over Tom Hardy's mouth and the position of the teeth. It didn't make sense. So like,
well, look at that. Like
they had
picture one over from that. You can see Eddie Brock like halfway between. Like it's his mouth.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
There was something with dude. I'd have to find the interview. I don't know where it is. But like, oh look, see, so this is what he could have looked like. That was a better like rendition of like the eyes. I wouldn't have gone with as much as like this part because I think like that. I don't think he would get this much like that little bit, like the little dip there, unless the symbiote had been on Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. And let's be real.
But something like this,
it's a fucking alien from outer space. Like he's gonna look.
All in all, I thought it looked great. I think he was just talking about like so this picture right here. See how he has like teeth on top of teeth on top of teeth with like teeth in like in all random places. That's what he was kind of commenting on more than anything, because like especially like right here,
I think it's a more realistic interpretation.
Well, no, Todd's argument was that it's less realistic because like he wouldn't physically have teeth there.
I don't know. We're talking about an alien from space that was made up for comic books. Like
this is true. This is very true. But like so here, look, see,
he's got like fangs,
row of teeth, but he's got like fucking weird ass teeth everywhere. And like they go back like too far.
I like Todd McFarlane. I like Venom. I thought he looked fine in the movie.
All in all, I do agree. I would have liked the eyes to be a little bit bigger though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him that.
Man, that movie was really good. I
liked
like
it
want to
because there were
rewatch it.
scenes like right here. I think this was actually from the movie where he like opened his eyes big,
Yeah,
and like I was like, that looks good. That looks real good. I'm like, I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be fucking dope for Kraven.
Tom McFarlane needs to stop commenting on that and work on a new Spawn movie.
He supposedly is, but no one wants to give him money to do it because he hasn't directed a movie before.
We'll have somebody else direct it and have him be like the producer.
No, he wants to make the movie. He wants to do it all himself. He wants to do it all himself, and he's trying to get people to like give him a bunch of money to do it. But like people are like,
Well, if you think about the old Spawn movie, it wasn't really necessarily like an A-list movie by any means. It had some big
they have
actors in
Jamie
it.
Foxx signed on to play Spawn,
That'd be cool.
and then they have Jeremy Renner signed on to play Twitch, the cop.
What about the Violator?
None of that's been done. That's not supposed. What Tom McFarlane wants to do, and this is weird. You'd have to go and
Jamie Foxx would be a perfect Spawn.
yeah, it would be really good. If they ever make that movie, he would be really good as Al. Like he would be a very good Al Simmons. Like
Who played him in the first one? Michael Jai White.
Michael Jai White. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, Spawn is like my guilty pleasure movie.
I love Spawn. I've always been a Spawn fan.
Like, I love that movie. It's stupid.
It's stupid, but
really shitty.
At the time it came out, it was
there's
awesome.
some really cool stuff in that fucking movie, though. Like, there's some good ideas.
Spawn's a cool character.
Spawn's is a cool character. But here's the thing: the way Tom McFarlane has been pitching this movie, this Spawn movie, this is a little off topic from Venom, obviously, and not Kraven even, but he was essentially pitching this movie to where Spawn isn't even the main character of the movie, and he's just like in the shadow. And like he's like, I got this idea where you don't even see Spawn for half the movie. Like you just don't even see him. Like you barely ever see. It's just like the idea of him being there is like what's imposing, and it's like blah blah blah. Like it's really because Tom McFarlane kind of talks like that. He talks really like sporadically. Like Spawn.
He liked one of my pictures on Instagram, like Tom McFarlane. That was pretty cool. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Tom McFarlane is great, and I always get what he's like getting at, but I feel like I want to watch a Spawn movie and I want to fucking see Spawn, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want Spawn lurking in the shadows the whole fucking time.
No, it's Spawn. That's what I'm saying. Like he's
a
main character.
I like the mystique of like mystery and like him being lurking in the shadows and like maybe you only see his eyes light up green and like the fucking little mist shit come out. I like that shit. Fine, do that with a couple of scenes. But like I want to follow Al Simmons and Spawn. I don't want to follow Twitch the cop and then have Spawn be in the shadows.
Yeah, just like a secondary character.
Which is what we've gotten. Like that's kind of been what his pitches have been. It's like what he's been saying, the kind of movie he wants to make with it. And like
totally gotten off subject.
Yeah, totally, for sure. So anyways, guys. But no, so the Kraven thing.
What you Kraven?
What do you think if it's not going to be Kraven fighting Venom and it's not going to be Kraven hunting Spider-Man? What do you think they would even do?
I don't know.
Because like I just feel like without him, and this might just be negligence on my end.
He's not just like a villain that beats up other superheroes or anything.
Yeah.
He's got a purpose.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this might be negligence because I haven't read a lot of Kraven stuff. Like I haven't, and but I get the idea behind Kraven and like a Kraven movie without something that's like The Last Hunt, where he's hunting Spider-Man essentially, or and taking that and applying it to Venom. We just gonna have like a Kraven origin story about him hunting like animals?
Well, it's not just he hunts like all kinds of weird shit, from what I understand. But
well, I know, but if this is supposed to be like
an origin story, does he start out like
because are we gonna see him just hunting a bunch of animals and then like because what's he gonna do? Because you can't if
build it up like
Spider-Man's The Last Hunt and this is supposed to be like a superhero movie, well, they're not just gonna have him hunting animals. Like he'd have to have like something to go after, right? Yeah. So it's like, well, what would it even be if Spider-Man and Venom are off the table? What? Perhaps
other symbiotes.
Who is there to make a compelling movie?
I don't know enough about Kraven the character to really make that decision.
Well, neither am I, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't know if there's anything else out there that I would find compelling because otherwise. Sony only has access to Spider-Man characters. Granted, Kraven is a Spider-Man character, so he would have more than likely always hunted Spider-Man related things. Granted, like
in the cartoon, it was just kind of like he's the bad guy. Oh, he didn't get Spider-Man next episode. Like,
yeah, I just don't know what else he would do. Is he going to hunt Morbius? So, I mean,
That's
he
possible. Yeah, Morbius is like a monster.
I
He's
just
just kind of he's bloodthirsty. He wants to hunt whatever he can.
Morbius is going to be doing. Because that's what's so weird, like with Sony and doing this like Spider-Verse of like movies and stuff. Is like they're trying to do all these movies without Spider-Man. All these
Yeah.
Spider-Man side characters without Spider-Man. It's just weird. Like, what are you gonna do when you don't have Spider-Man there? Because like Kraven's supposed to hunt Spider-Man. Kraven's supposed to hunt Venom. If you're not using those, like, who the fuck's he gonna hunt and who cares? I don't want to see Kraven hunting.
He's always been kind of a
Morbius.
secondary character, anyways. I mean, he's not like a main star of the show.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I just find it weird without doing it that way. Because me as someone who isn't too well versed in the Kraven lore, I don't find it compelling for him to be hunting Morbius. You know what I mean? I would be more drawn to that idea of him hunting.
This is a fucking
Venom.
vampire. Like he could. I don't know.
Yeah, Morbius could. I mean, the way they showcase Jared Leto's Morbius powers, like he's pretty fucking OP.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in all honesty, he seems really fucking OP.
Like I think he could take Kraven. Like
but the thing, like Kraven could take Kraven couldn't take Spider-Man.
I don't think he could either. I mean, he might be able to one up him for a little bit because he's powerful, but like
Spider-Man has super strength. Spider-Man can stop a car moving at.
Kraven doesn't have superpowers. He's just a dude who hunts.
Yeah, like Kraven could not.
He's big.
Like hand to hand, no matter how Jack Kraven is, he ain't taking on Spider-Man.
You think he goes to the gym just like, I'm gonna kill Spider-Man this time? Like
probably, like just squashing all the spiders in the corners.
That's what I was saying. Just like
practice.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, what do you think, guys? Are you guys just as kind of confused, at least as I am to some degree, as if what are they going to do with this Kraven movie if they're not going to use, Spider-Man or Venom in it? Because to me, that's the most compelling way that Kraven is used, is when he's hunting those particular like characters. Like I don't find it too compelling to see him going after someone. You could find a convincing and compelling story, I guess, if you gotta kind of create some backstory where maybe some big bad guy killed someone he's close to, whatever, and now he's gonna hunt them down. But then this is more of a revenge plot that we've seen over and over and over again. So I don't know, guys. Maybe some people out there who are more well versed in some Kraven lore out there could educate me on it, because I don't really know. So whatever it is, whatever you guys think about it, just let us know down in the comment section below.